Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We are going to be jumping into a modern cube. The modern cube. It's back on Magic Online. They do this a couple weeks before a new set comes out. I am not 100% familiar with what's in the modern cube. My understanding is that it's um, not quite as powerful as, say, the Legacy cube or something like that. It is more creature based, not combo based. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what we can get into here. And of course, like every card is just good, right? You just have tons of good cards. Like Archangel Avacyn seems like just a strong card. Cold Steel Heart's pretty sweet. We got some mana rocks here. Soul Reap, destroy target non-green creature. Its controller loses 3 life if you cast another black spell this turn. That's a new one to me. Sower of Temptation's pretty sweet too if you end up in a control deck. I don't know really what the archetypes are. I feel like it's just good cards in each color. Isamaru is white weenie deck, so this being here leads me to believe that there is a white weenie deck. There's also Wildfire, which is a pretty cool build around. Not a card that I'm willing to build around quite yet. And then there's also Zealous Conscripts, which is a fine card on its own, but it's more like a Splinter Twin combo type card. I'm going to take Archangel Avacyn. This card's sweet. I also love this art on Spellskite. I think this is Magic Online only art, but this is just absolutely stunning art. I love Spellskite as a card too. Let's take Archangel Avacyn. Card strong, obviously. Ooh, Gideon Jura, Sublime Angel, Mindbender, Kokosho. Ooh, Kokosho. There's Mind Control here, Knight's Whisper. These cards here are kind of like towards the end of the pack picks. You want to be taking kind of busted strong stuff. This is just a good creature. I don't know how strong it is. Doesn't seem too great. It's not like I'm building a, angel deck or something like that. Abrupt Decay seems fine. Didn't we not just see Abrupt Decay in the last pack? Am I incorrect about that? Gideon Jura is also sweet. It's more of a control planeswalker than anything else. It just blows up a tapped creature when it comes in, and it has pretty high loyalty. And then forcing your opponent to attack into, say, like an Archangel Avacyn also seems sweet. Gargadon's kind of a combo card. I don't know if Restore Balance is in this set, but on its own, it's a little bit of a weaker card. I have played it before in some cubes, and I don't know how highly I need Mana Fixing, even though Stomping Ground's not quite what I'm looking for. I'm going to go and take Gideon Jura. I think Planeswalkers tend to be pretty good. Heart of Kiran, probably new. Spectral Possession seems pretty sweet if I end up just like really heavily white. Ooh, Gaze of Granite, that's an interesting one. Destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X. There's also Hallowed Fountain here. Gonti is one of my new favorite cards from the last year or so. I don't think I've ever built a black deck in the last year for Commander that doesn't play Gonti. Basically steals a card from your opponent. There's also Eternal Witness here and Beast Within. That's kind of the problem with Cube, is that every card is good. There's a lot of mana ramp creatures too. I think I'm going to take Spectral Possession and just stay white. If you can be mostly white, just 3 mana for 3 1/1s is pretty insane. Gonti is sweet. Heart of Kiran seems strong, but I like the Spectral Possession. Olivia, Bedlam Reveler, Eldritch Evolution's interesting. Mayor, Scattered Groves. I guess we have Cyclone Lands. It's pretty interesting. Lash Out's a deal 3, then does some clashing that can potentially make you hit your opponent on top of hitting their creatures. Not a lot of great stuff in this pack. Grapple with the Past is interesting. Imprison in the Moon's a solid answer to pretty much anything you could want to answer. Land, creature, or planeswalker, it basically turns it into a land. Mayor of Averbrook does not seem amazing here. In fact, there's nothing in this pack that strikes me as just very, very good or anything like that. Olivia's in 2 solid colors that I'm not really interested in drafting at this point, but we need to make a decision, so I'm leaning towards Imprison in the Moon. Guess we could take Collective Effort if we end up a token deck. Don't know that I'm mainboarding it. Ooh, Bramaz is kind of the beatdown, right? This is the Pinger Chandra. Doesn't ping creatures, pings players. Shrine of Burn and Rage, All-Star for mono red decks. We've also got Mutavault. I don't know how important Tribal is for this, and we have Fatal Push here too. But if I can stay mono white for right now, I'm going to do so. Bramaz is a pretty sweet beater. 3/4 Vigilant for 3 mana is already good, and then when it attacks or blocks, you get a 1/1 Vigilant token. Spear of Heliod would be nice on the wheel if I end up a token strategy, which Spectral Possession really leans towards doing that. All my cards kind of lend themselves towards this token strategy. Gideon Jura, maybe not so much, but the others definitely do. Okay, Fetid Heath, this is things come in tapped. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Student of Warfare, level up for 1, become a 3/3 first striker, and then a 4/4 double striker. Ooh, Windbrisk Heights is pretty sweet. The Hideaway lands are awesome. They come in tapped, they tap for their own particular color, but when they come in, you get to look at 4 cards and put one underneath it face down, and then once you meet certain conditions, which in this case you have to be attacking or have attacked with 3 creatures that turn, you can cast the spell underneath it for free. I think I'm going to take Windbrisk Heights here. Again, just stay in mono white. It strikes me as a weaker card, but fine. Wandering Death is interesting. Cycling cards are always just good. Boom Bust, destroy lands or destroy a target land. But Windbrisk Heights is fine there. SRAM's Expertise kind of fits what we want to be doing. Frostlink? Seriously? This is basically just a weaker Ether Adept. Vampire Hexmage. Not sure if there's a combo for that in this cube or not. Silent Departure also. You can tell like the power level here is a little bit weaker than you might expect from like the average cube, but you also have just different strategies here. And then you have like your good stuff cards like Acidic Slime. This is a combo card, usually works with things like Dark Depths, but it also kills Planeswalkers, so it's just a solid card on its own. I think I'm going to take SRAM's Expertise, although I would not be upset getting either of these 2 lands. Also seeing a lot of blue. Hello, Adorn Pouncer, Deck and Stone. Rhino is probably not quite what we want. Stagger Shock's awesome. I love the card. And then a Johnny Goldmane. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. They gain Vigilance. This is a nice little Anthem effect. I'm between a Johnny Goldmane and possibly taking just Deck and Stone. Just as a removal spell. There's also a Adorn Pouncer. And if we're white beatdown, we probably want a couple cards. This also just seems sweet. I think I'm going to go with the Pouncer here. Get the beats on. Spellskite came back. Isamaru came back. We just want to beat down. Is that our game plan? Playing this on turn 1 is almost guaranteed you're going to get a couple points of damage. Wildfire came back too. There's also Voice of Resurgence and Spellskite, which are fine cards. Spellskite not particularly great with the cards that we've drafted so far. Chandra's Phoenix. Brimstone Volley is fine, but not great. And then this destroys enchantments or artifacts. I'll take Isamaru. Okay, I'll follow up with Sublime Archangel. Could also take Disenchant for the sideboard, but this can turn a group of creatures into a single big attacker if something is stopping me from going all in. Mindbender also seems solid, but it is 8 mana, double black. Alright, here I'm between, I could take Beast Within or one of the 2 fixers. Which color am I more likely to play? Probably green over blue, even though blue is more open. I guess this one's fetchable, so I'll go ahead and take Hallowed Fountain here. And probably not play it. Don't really want any of this here. Mayor of Averbrook. Again, I'm more likely to play green than anything else. Definitely not the red cards. Guess I'll take the creature. Ooh, Spear came back. Shrine's also super good in mono red, but... And Student of Warfare? Let's do it. Lightning Helix isn't even terrible either. I'm seeing a lot of red and blue generally, but I mean, look, we've just got a mono white deck right now. This card is way, way better in mono white. It's basically 3 mana, make 3 1/1s. I like where we're going so far. We got some pretty good top end. Angel of Serenity. This is the annoying not Sarkhan, but Sorin. Mana Tithe, Banisher Priest. Go for the Throat. Palladium Myrrh is just general ramp. Lignify, Spike Tail, Prophet. Oh, I wish the pictures would load here. Angel of Serenity, probably not great as just a card you want to cast. It's a card that you typically want to reanimate or cheat into play somehow. Could take Battlefield Forge too and potentially splash this Lightning Helix. Otherwise, I'm taking Banisher Priest, which is very likely to wheel, I think, if nobody else is drafting white. And Mana Tithe's kind of a weaker card, I think. I don't love the idea of taking Angel of Serenity, so I think I'm actually going to take Battlefield Forge here. Banisher Priest might just be correct. Yeah. if there's another white player at the table, they're probably going to take Banisher Priest before they take Mana Tithe, and probably in the same boat where they don't want Angel of Serenity unless they're cheating it into play. Dark Confidant, 3 mana Lily, Sphinx's Rev, Brushland, Celestial Colonnade, Mirror Entity seems fantastic for this deck. Cloud Goat Ranger is also really good. But Mirror Entity, you pay any amount of mana, and it turns all of your creatures into that base power and toughness for the turn. So basically, all of your 1/1s, if you drop this and somehow it survives, you pay 4 mana, all of your 1/1s become 4/4s. Actually, all of your creatures become 4/4s. And other than that, I would not mind taking perhaps like Celestial. I would not mind Cloud Goat Ranger at all. There's a Through the Breach for people trying to cheat stuff into play. Siege Gang Commander for mono red, Sphinx's Rev for control, and then 2 solid black cards here. Again, the art's not loading, so can't really see them, but Mirror Entity is an awesome little card. Baneslayer Angel's nice. Sword of War and Peace. These swords seem like they're pretty good in beatdown decks. There's Odric and Glorybound Initiate. This actually seems really strong. Again, I'm going to want a lot of low curve creatures. I've got a lot of 3-drops here. To really make this work, I'm going to want to fill out the 1 and 2-drop slot. I would not mind playing a sword. They have some really good matchups. Cryptghast, Hypnotic Spectre, Thunderbreak Regent, Rune Snag. Huh, that's weird. That's the type of card that's good in multiples. Electrolyze is good against us, and Baneslayer Angel is also just very good. Let's go and take Glorybound Initiate. Seems like it fits on curve perfectly. This is 6 mana Linvala, Anguished Unmaken, Clifftop Retreat. Mind Stone could be okay. Not really seeing anything we want to play here. Temple of Epiphany. Huh. It's between Anguished Unmaken. I guess we'll just take Linvala. I mean, it's a card I can play, right? Anguished Unmaken, I'd have to take some Mana Fix in there. Otherwise, I'm taking Clifftop Retreat, possibly. I mean, Lightning Helix is good, but Mind Stone's also fine, but not necessary for our deck. I guess it's just fine. Like, it is Mana Ramp, but I'll just stick with the mono white card. Alright, this is the good green-white of Johnny. Full Kranos, Koth, Creeping Tar Pit, Destructive Force. Each player sacks 5 lands. So this is a big wildfire. Spirit of the Labyrinth's nice. So is Thalia. This is the one that makes their non-basics and creatures come in tapped. Good little 3-drop again. Unfortunately, I mean, I could take the 2-drop here. Also shuts off some draw shenanigans. Really good against cards like Ancestral Vision. So here I'm between the 2-drop or the better 3-drop. I think we're just going to go with the better 3-drop, to be honest. Ooh, Hero Bladehold. Wow, this pack's good for us. Smuggler's Copter, Hero, Kytheon, Quarantine Field. Jeez, Vivid's in this set, too? Hero Bladehold is a beating. I'm kind of scared to take this because I know I'd mess up the order of the triggers. Kytheon would also be strong in our deck. It's basically a improvement over Isamaru for the most part. And then there's Smuggler's Copter, which has got to be just good. I'm kind of leaning towards Copter, to be honest. It's so easy to crew and it hits so hard. It's also fantastic with like Exalted Angel if I can just pump all my power into Smuggler's Copter. Between Hero and Copter, I think I'm going to go with the 2-drop, even though it does need a couple other creatures here to make it work. Guess Soldier of the Pantheon's kind of what I'm looking for. Cast Out also nice, and it cycles. And then there's Anafenza, which again is a decent card. And the double white is not hard to pull off. Soldier of the Pantheon is just okay as a card. Worse than Kytheon for sure. Protection from Multicolor seems like it could come up here, but I mean, look at the pack, right? Everything's not just a multicolor card. I think I'll take Anafenza, to be honest. I would like these, but gotta make some exceptions. Ooh, Monastery Mentor, Chain to the Rocks. Unfortunately, I don't have mountains. Could take Caves of Koilos, but I don't really have a black card I'm trying to play. So I guess Monastery Mentor. I don't really have a lot of ways to trigger it, though, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be fantastic in the deck, but we'll snipe it. Angel of Serenity came back, as did Mana Tithe. So if there was another white player at the table, it's very likely they would have taken Banisher Priest since they didn't take either of these. I'll go and take Mana Tithe. That could be a playable card. Wow, Sphinx's Rev came back. Dark Confidant. Cloud Goat Ranger, too. Get in the deck. Get in the deck. Here, I'm just going to hate a card. It is possible I play against somebody in this one. I guess I'll go ahead and hate on Electrolyze since it shoots down a good number of my creatures. And I don't want my creatures shot down. Sidisi, Temple, Devil's Play, Clifftop Retreat it is. Not bad. This will almost 100% of the time come into play untapped since I'm going to be playing majority planes. We got Spirit of the Labyrinth anyway. That's pretty nice. Let's see if we can get Kytheon. Oh, we did get Kytheon. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I feel like we're the only white drafter at the table here. And that's not a bad place to be. Maybe another utility land or something. Seems like there are a lot of lands. Is this full cycle? We see Vivids, Fetches, Shocks, Hideaways. A lot of mana fixing. Thriving Grubs. Alright. I somehow missed that. Sorry the art's not here. It does make for some pretty bland cards, but we will have to be careful about flipping up Kytheon while having Gideon Jura out, since the new rule is not in effect where Planeswalkers are going to be legendary. Abyssal Persecutor, Huntmaster, Liliana, Prophetic Flamespeaker, Sky Sovereign, Handwear Militia Captain, Chapel, Gideon's Lawkeeper, Jinx Choker. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of it and puts a charge counter. At the beginning of your upkeep, deals damage equal to the number of charge, put a charge counter. No, I'm not in love with that. So I'm between Gideon's Lawkeeper, Militia Captain, and Thalia. I do think Lawkeeper will come back based on what I've seen, and Militia Captain's pretty sweet in a token deck. Thalia's also just good. Between Thalia and Captain, I think Thalia's the most likely to... I mean, First Striking Creature's good. I don't have a lot of ways to pump it, but Militia Captain can also be pretty sweet. Generates tokens and benefits from other token generation. They're both solid 2-drops. This is the better 2-drop if we're not really utilizing their abilities, because it does have First Strike. It gets to attack a little bit more freely. Lawkeeper will almost assuredly come back. I think I'm going to take Thalia, and I think it's very likely that both of those come back. Hall of Triumph could be good. Ooh, this is just better than Hall of Triumph for our deck. White creatures get +1/+1. Kitchen Finks is playable. Temporal Isolation, Flash, Enchant creature has Shadow. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. Could even play Temple of Triumph here if it comes back. I think I'm going to take Honor of the Pure. Ronus, Pitiless Horde, Runescarred Demon, Doomblade, Whip Flare is super annoying. Just going to wreck our deck. Hall of Triumph, you name a color when it comes in, and then all creatures with that color get +1/+1. But it's 3 mana. It's an artifact, so it's easy to kill. And then Honor of the Pure is just a better version of that for a white deck. And we are a white deck. I mean, this has got to be in the cube for a reason, right? It's a reward for playing mono white. Let's go ahead and run Honor of the Pure. I would take Kitchen Sphinx if that comes back. Ooh, Elspeth Sun Titan. That's about it here. Wolfir Silverheart Strong. Char, Overwhelming Stampede, Thragtusk, Venser, Liliana Spectre. I feel like I already saw Liliana Spectre. No, that was Hypnotic Spectre. This is Dead and Gone, 2 damage to target creature. Return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. That's a weird ability on a red card. Essence Scatter. Ooh, the M14 Essence Scatter. Look at that art. Look at it. Back when art was just a giant gray box. Alright, so what do we want? Do we want Sun Titan as another big thing? Or do we want this Elspeth here? This Elspeth is pretty sweet. Pluses to make tokens, pluses to give +3/+3 and flying, and then the emblem. By the time you've gotten to the emblem, you've already won. There's also Grafted War Gear, which is not bad in a token deck. It equips for free, gives +3/+2. Let's go and take Elspeth. Sorin. Una, Thrun, Ravine, Sheltered Thicket, Silverblade Paladin, Condemn, Oblivion Ring, Icy Manipulator. There's Hazoret here, Searing Blaze, Ruthless Ripper. This is the Death Touch morph. Yeah. Silverblade Paladin comes down, pairs with something, and both those creatures have Double Strike. It could be pretty good. Condemn only deals with attacking creatures, so not quite what I want. And then there's Oblivion Ring to deal with problematic things. As much as I like Silverblade Paladin, there's a good chance it wheels, and also Oblivion Ring just gives me an out to some pretty problematic stuff. So I think I'm going to take Oblivion Ring here. No, Quarantine Field did not come back out of the last pack. Una's also kind of a weird choice. It's a mill card. I guess it's token generation in blue-black, but it's not really why you play it. Figure of Destiny and Solemn Recruit. Also, Flicker Wisp. Does Flicker Wisp really do anything in my deck? Not really. Guess it lets me, like, exert with this pretty freely. Yeah, it doesn't seem insane. Can flicker Planeswalkers, which is a pretty sweet combo. Figure of Destiny could just be strong in a mono white deck. Also, Solemn Recruit. It's a little bit revolting. I like Figure of Destiny here. Glorious Anthem. Terramorphic Expanse. Precursor Golem. And that's it for us. There are a lot of these like tempo-y bounce creatures. Frostlynx is in here for crying out loud. Do I just want Glorious Anthem? No, I think Spear of Heliod's already better than Glorious Anthem. It's a strictly better version of the card. And then we also have Honor of the Peer, and I'm not even sure we want two effects like that in the deck. Probably do, but I'm not going to take Glorious Anthem because there's no way I play it. So Terramorphic Expanse just... there's nothing else I really want here. I guess I'll take Precursor Golem. Yeah, probably not play it. Entreat the Angels. Hello. Oust is also pretty sweet. Just bounce a creature away. 1 mana. They gain a little bit of life and they're going to draw it in a turn. Entreat the Angels seems sweet. It'll be good in our deck except if we draw it in our opening hand. Don't really have a lot that we can use to like manipulate the top of our deck, so I don't think Entreat the Angels is really what we want. I think I'm going to take Oust. Day of Judgment. Destroy all creatures. Wrath of God. Destroy all creatures. Can't be regenerated. Flame Javelin. Victim. If this was Armageddon, I'd be very happy because Armageddon's usually really good in these type of decks. Thundermaw Hellkite's also pretty annoying against us. I guess I'll take the better version of Day of Judgment. Alright, Militia Captain did come back. Wallkeeper did come back. I'm going to take Militia Captain here. Hall of Triumph 2. What was this again? Oh, this is a weird card. Kind of tempted to just take Temple of Triumph. I don't think I really want tap lands in my deck, though. I'm not going to play Hall of Triumph, though. I don't think I'm going to play this. It's possible I just want, like, a tiny little value land. I don't think I'm going to play Grafted War Gear, but it's also fine. Ooh, Silverblade Paladin. I like Condemn, but it has to be on an attacking creature. That's not really the type of card you want to use for your removal when you want to be the one attacking. So, Paladin it is. We are definitely going to have to make some cuts here. Probably cut 1 or 2 on the high end. SRAM's Expertise seems sweet. Get 3 1/1s, and then you can cast a card that costs 3 or less from your hand. Wow, look at the... we just got everything. Solemn Recruit as a double striker seems good, but we don't really have a lot to do with it. And then Flicker Wisp is a good beater in the air. I like Flicker Wisp with the Planeswalkers we have. Can also be used to reuse Windbrisk Kites. There are a couple other cool things we can do with it. Nothing super crazy, but just cool things. Glorious Anthem. Again, I'm not playing that. Nobody else is going to play it. I'll hate on this Alesha. And last pick, Fire of Kaladesh. Sorry, Chandra. Nobody loves you. Oh, okay. So we got a lot going on here. We're going to have to definitely make some cuts, but that's fine. I think we've got a pretty nice start. I'm going to gear it towards the low end. And my first question is, do I want 2 of these Anthem effects? I don't think I really want Spear of Heliod if I already have Honor of the Pure. And then keep in mind, oh no, I did not take a Johnny actually. Maybe I want both of these. I think I'm going to start with Spear of Heliod in the sideboard. Keep Honor of the Pure in because it's just, I mean, that activated ability doesn't come up too often, I don't think. It never did in Limited, it doesn't in Commander. It's a relevant ability, it just doesn't come up too often, which might say something because people tend to forget about that sort of thing. Honor of the Pure is the same effect we're looking for. We're more interested in the creatures getting +1/+1. Every single creature in our deck is white, so we should not have to worry about that. Windbrisk Kites come out for a moment. And 29, we probably want to play 16 lands, I imagine. Maybe not. This is probably a 17 land deck unless we can really cut the high end here, but we've got a lot of really strong high end cards. Let's just do a quick sweep real quick. Kytheon, Mana Tithe can definitely come out. Oust I kind of like as an out to big creatures we might not be able to deal with. Student of Warfare seems very mana intensive. I guess if you play this on turn 1, you can level up on turn 2. This has got to only be good in mono white because the level up cost is straight just white. And then by turn 4, you can start double striking with it. No, this seems really good in mono white. On turn 2, you can be attacking with a 3/3 first striker. Figure of Destiny, also mana intensive. Spirit of the Labyrinth, we got some decent 2-drops here. Vermaz, Banisher Priest, Thalia. I mean, every card's just good, right? Sublime Angel can probably come out. As can Linvala, just as a top end. And if we feel like we're going to be in a matchup where maybe Burn or something, we can bring this in. Because to be honest, we're going to have a lot of tokens going on. I don't imagine we're going to get the 3/3 flyer off of this very often. And that 5 life can be relevant, but I am trying to cut my curve. So I think Linvala can come out. Sublime Archangel can probably come out. Seems good, but again, we're trying to lower this curve. And then let's make one more cut here. No, we probably want 2 more cuts. Do I want to play Temple of Triumph? Just as a random Scryland? Seems fine. Maybe not when we have 5 1-drops. I guess 4 1-drops we want to play. Seems a little bit awkward. I think I'll leave that out, but it's possible I could see myself. I might have taken should have taken Terramorphic Expanse. I can see potentially against like Burn or something like that, bringing in Linvala plus Lightning Helix and these 2 red-white lands. There's no reason to play this Clifftop Retreat. It doesn't really help with Figure of Destiny if we're already playing all mono white cards. Collective Effort is also a good sideboard card, potentially even something we want to main deck as a way to kill a big creature. I mean, this seems pretty strong. I like both of the Planeswalkers here. Oust is kind of weak, but I do need some outs to certain things. Do have Oblivion Ring. I have Banisher Priest to deal with some pretty problematic stuff. This is the problem with Cube, is all your cards are good, so making cuts is very awkward. I don't even know. What would you guys take out? That's what I want to know. What would an experienced Cube player take out? It's also partly I just don't know what to expect to play against. Cloudgoat Ranger is pretty sweet. This also just creates a bunch of tokens, and then you can actually tap those tokens to give this thing, make this thing a 5/3 flyer for the turn. Pretty awesome. Avacyn's definitely staying in. Good way to reassure, give some reassurance against board wipes. Even though we took the Wrath of God, I think this is a league though, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. Elspeth, I mean, Flicker Wisp can come out, right? Let me go and move over anything I think is even remotely on the chopping block here. Isamaru and Kytheon all seem fine. My 1-drops all seem fine. This thing can start attacking as a 2/2. Then on turn 3, start attacking as a 4/4. The beats. Flicker Wisp can potentially come out. It's just a solid flyer. Not much other than that. I only need to make 2 cuts here, though. I think I'm going to cut Spirit of the Labyrinth unless I know I'm against like a blue deck or something like that. 2 mana 3/1 is not overpowered by any means. It is a 2-drop, so we probably shouldn't be cutting too many. And I think I'm going to actually cut Oust until I know I'm against like a big creature deck or something like that. Because if I just play against like other token decks, then Oust is pretty bad. But if I'm playing against like big creature, big stompy decks or something like that, Oust actually starts to look a little bit better. And like I said, I like Flicker Wisp. Here, I think I'm going to play 16 lands. We'll put 15 planes in plus Windbrisk Kites, and we won't have any mana problems. I mean, we could get mana screwed, but we'll never get color screwed. I love that they just put the mountain in there, too. It's kind of funny. And let's roll with it. I hope you guys enjoyed that draft part. I wish the pictures were here. I would definitely enjoy seeing a little bit more art. but hopefully this mono white deck can really do some work, and I'll see you guys in the matches. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for a Modern Cube draft. We are playing mono white, which may or may not be good. I like that we have Student of Warfare on turn 1 and potentially Militia Captain on turn 2, and we're on the play. Don't really know what to expect from this cube right now, but one thing to note is we're missing a lot of art, and that's a little unfortunate, but my question is whether to, I guess on turn 2 I'll go ahead and pump up Student of Warfare and attack for 3. Could also just play Handwear Militia Captain since my opponent's on mono red. Ooh, if I draw a third land, that's going to be very good against my opponent. You can only level up as a sorcery. I think I like attacking. I don't think my opponent's going to trade. It can't be blocked by humans. Oh, well, in that case, I might as well just attack, right? Didn't realize it said that. Can't be blocked by humans, and my turn 1 and 2 play are humans. But let's go ahead and level this guy up and get in for 3, I think. And then get beat down by mono red. We do need to hit a plains, I think, for this to go in our favor. If I hit a plains off the top, I can play Spectral Possession, but my opponent's on mono red, so they're going to be playing a lot of beats. Thriving Grubs. This is, unless you have any other energy cards, this basically attacks as a 3-2, so 2 mana 3-2 is not bad. This guy does have first strike. It can't block this Noble, though. Militia Captain can trade for Thriving Grubs. Come on, plains off the top. This guy can get out of hand, though, if I can't block it. Yes. Alright, Spectral Procession time. Gideon Jura will be able to deal with that at some point. Alright, let's get the 3/3 first striker in there. 2 energy. Not bad, not bad. If I draw a 4th land, I can actually just bump this up. No, that's not true. That's not true. I need 5 more mana to do that. It needs to be level 7 for it to become a 4/4 double strike. But next turn I can actually play Silverblade Paladin and give it double strike anyway. Again, Silverblade Paladin can't block, but if he attacks with Noble... Ooh, he's attacking with both? Are you going to pay the energy? I think I like the idea of double blocking here, and if he has something, that's fine. Hopefully it's not like... I mean, he only has 2 lands. I like getting this off board so it doesn't get too big, and then we can deal with Thriving Grubs later. If he has a trick here, that's fine. If he wants to kill a spirit, then sure. No, he's just going to take the trade and play something else. Oh, he does have a 3rd land. Grim Lavamancer, strong card. And another attacker. We did hit a plains, so I can actually level this up and play Paladin. I could attack for 3. I could attack for 6 off of just this, leave the spirit back. My opponent's not... I mean, the annoying thing is that this can just kill Silverblade Paladin, but I don't really have anything else to play this turn. Could level this up. I don't think my opponent's going to want to take too many hits off this. I mean, it's a 2-turn clock, right? If I just level it up. And then Gideon Jura plussing on this board seems pretty fantastic if I hit another land. So I think I am going to play Silverblade Paladin, force my opponent to use Lavamancer before combat, and just get in for a bunch of damage this turn. Soul Bond is just a terrible mechanic. I really don't like it. Let's go ahead and level this guy up. So this is 3/3 double strike. My opponent's at 8, I'm at 16, so I can afford to take a hit here. I still have 1 more play, but I do need to hit my 5th land. I have been fairly lucky with my lands, but I imagine we're going to see a spell and then Lavamancer on Silverblade. Hopefully it's not a spell that kills Student of Warfare. Exquisite Firecraft. Well, that kills Student of Warfare, and now they're going to kill Silverblade Paladin as well. They had to have a way to deal 4 damage there, though. I'm going to take 6 here. Not much I can do about it. I could chump block, but that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Come on, land off the top. Not Windbrisk Heights. But, yes. Alright, so we have options here. I can actually Gideon Jura -2 and kill this guy. My opponent can then attack it for 3, put it down to 1, and then if they have a spell to cast, they can kill it with Grim Lavamancer. But then I get to follow up with Cloud Goat Ranger. Alternatively, I can +2, put it up to 8. I think I do want to just play Gideon and kill something, though. And I'm not sure which is better to kill. I could kill Grim Lavamancer. Then they for sure kill Gideon. I think I like -2, kill Thriving Grubs. And then force him into a position where he's got to attack it plus use Lavamancer. And then I get to untap and play Cloud Goat Ranger, which is very good against his board. So let's go ahead and do that. -2, destroy your Thriving Grubs. Do I want to attack for 1? No, I could even potentially just chump here now. And then maybe even kill another creature. If I get to the point where I can start plussing this and just play blockers, that's pretty nice. 3 in hand from the opponent. Our draw has come together very well. I think we just drew 3 lands, really. Which is what we needed. I mean, we drew Silver Blade Paladin plus 3 lands. 4-drop. Something that kills Gideon. Or a Hasty Flyer, maybe. Or nothing. I mean, if they have a way to deal 2 to Gideon that puts a card in their graveyard, they can use Lavamancer to finish it off. But again, Cloud Goat Ranger should be good against my opponent. Let's see how they attack. Probably Borderland Marauder into Gideon. And I think I'm going to chump. Force them to use their burn spells on Gideon rather than me. Because if Gideon takes no damage this turn and I get to -2 again, I get to just kill another creature. But it looks like that was my opponent's plan, so let's see what they're dropping here. Ooh, Pia and Kiran, that's strong. It's actually a good follow-up, or a good answer to my Cloud Goat Ranger. Mirror Entity, that could be strong. Let's see, what happens if I +2 here? I can play Cloud Goat Ranger, force my opponent to attack with everything. -2 also means my opponent's still in a position where they're very likely to want to attack Gideon because Gideon's still on board. I think I just start killing creatures, though. Interesting thing here is that puts another card in his graveyard so he can Lavamancer something. This lets him sack an artifact to deal 2 to something, so he could actually just kill Gideon with that. Maybe I want to just +2, make everything attack this, and play Cloud Goat Ranger. And then that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage on board. I could play Mirror Entity and then pump for 2. Huh. I think I'm actually going to plus Gideon and play Cloud Goat Ranger. I should read that. During target opponent's next turn. Yeah, everything has to attack me. Or, I'm sorry, everything has to attack the Gids. Now, if he kills Gideon ahead of time, this goes a little bit poorly. But it's going to be hard to get Gideon down from 6. I think he would have killed it if he could. He only has enough mana to sack 1 thing to Pia and Kiran. Something to kill Cloud Goat, I imagine. This isn't a hyper-aggressive deck. I've seen 4-drop, 3-drop. Looks like we're going to see another 4-drop here. Collective Defiance. So 4 damage to Cloud Goat plus 3 damage to me or potentially Gideon. Well, that's not good for me. He's deciding whether to redirect or not. I do get to eat Grim Lavamancer here. Potentially kill Pia and Kiran. Okay. Oh no, he dealt damage to me. Maybe he has enough burn in hand to kill me. So the question is, if I draw a land, I can kill him. Oh, actually, no, everything has to attack Gideon. You don't get that choice. Oh, maybe he went for an attack on me. Alright, let's see. Let's go and let that resolve. Gideon becomes a 6/6. So if Gideon survives and I leave 2 of these on board, I can kill him next turn, assuming he doesn't go like land plus something. So if I block Borderland Marauder, Gideon takes 2, 3, 4, 5, leaves him at 1. I can 0 to make him a 6/6 and then attack for 8. Alternatively, I can let Gideon just take the hit, and then if I draw a land, I can play Mirror Entity and then activate it for 3 and kill him with these 3, but I think I'm going to go for that first line. Block here, 2, 3, 4, 5, let Gideon go to 1, and then kill him with Gideon plus the 2 tokens. We did draw a land anyway. Not going to reveal anything else. 6/6. And now we attack for 8. That was pretty sweet. Nice. So, do I want Lightning Helix and just 2 red sources? Seems a little weak, but Lightning Helix also seems strong against my opponent. Mana Tithe seems like it could be okay. Probably better when I'm on the play, not the draw. Collective Effort, we didn't see anything big to take care of. Spear doesn't seem great. Sublime Archangel seems fine. Definitely Linvala. I'm considering Wrath of God. It seems counteractive with my deck, but I do have some Planeswalkers. I have a Copter. If I can just wipe his board, his stuff gets a little bit worse. So let's consider it. And then there's also this Lightning Helix. Oh, wait. That's not a Wrath of God. I don't think it'd be that great against him. But if I can set up like a 4-for-1 or something like that, that seems pretty awesome. Like, he is a creature deck. He's not going to be able to play around it completely. Oblivion Ring seems fine. Some of these high-end things seem a little bit worse. Though the tokens seem fine, and all of my high-end stuff is tokens. Gideon was sweet there. Glorybound Initiate also seems strong against him. Thalia. This Thalia seems good. Silverblade Paladin seems pretty poor when he has tons of ways to just deal 2 damage to it, as does Banisher Priest. I kind of think I like Oblivion Ring a little bit more. Do I want Wrath of God in this deck? That brings the curve up quite a bit too. I think I'm going to go no on the Wrath of God. Banisher Priest just doesn't seem great against him, though. I mean, it is a way to reset his counter dude, the Noble, or whatever it's called. It just doesn't seem fantastic. Definitely want Linvala for sure. I think I am going to cut Banisher Priest for the Wrath of God, go a little bit bigger, and it's possible I want another land in the deck if that's the case. Putting in a 6-drop and another 4-drop over 2 3-drops. Alright, let's go with Banisher Priest over Wrath. Nah, just going to run it like this, and if I get mana screwed, that's my fault. Should cut another card, I think, for a 17th land. Linvala is sweet, but you have to be able to cast it. And Linvala seems backbreaking for my opponent to be able to deal with, especially since they do have the creatures to be able to get ahead of me on their creature count. And my life total will very often be lower than theirs. Maybe I should take out something like... Maybe I should take out like the Honor of the Pure too. I don't think this matchup's going to come out into like straight power or anything. This seems good. Isamaru to block whatever comes down early. Thalia can help slow down some hasty creatures. And then Spectral Possession was just good earlier too. But I do like having Isamaru on turn 1. Lavamancer's annoying. Good against my deck, but it does take some setup. Well, now we've got a nice curve. And Anafenza... Well, I guess if we play Anafenza into Spectral Possession, then all of the bolsters are going to go on the tokens. Ooh, Fork Bolt. Pretty nice. 2 damage divided up how you choose. Ooh, Avacyn. Hello. Awesome curve going on here. We'll probably just play Spectral Possession. I guess Thalia has a little bit of extra value to it. But he's going to be able to Grim Lavamancer Thalia pretty easily, I think. Kurgan Dragon Lord. This one levels up for red. What's up? What's going on here? It becomes a 4/4 flyer and then becomes a 8/8 flying trampler. So that can definitely do some damage. Right now it's a 2/2. He doesn't get to attack this turn, which is sweet. Okay. Well, we're on curve to be able to play Avacyn. I don't really want to get Thalia just hit by Grim Lavamancer, so I think I'm going to play Spectral Possession. And I'll attack with Anafenza. If he wants to trade... Oh, this is non-token. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, if he wants to trade Anafenza for this stupid flying thing, I think that's fine by me. Just to correct myself there, Anafenza does not trigger off tokens entering the battlefield. So maybe it was right to play Thalia there because... Oh, he did trade. Thalia could come in with an extra counter. Or I could put an extra counter on Anafenza and attack for 3 there, but not too worried about Borderline Marauder. Plus, I still just get to play Thalia here. Maybe I shouldn't because of this Lavamancer. Yeah, that might have been a misplay to, because I could have had Thalia come down as a 4/3 first striker. I wonder if he kills a token here with Lavamancer. No. Chooses not to. Doesn't even choose to deal 2 to me, so he's using this as creature removal. And it's pretty solid. Do you attack? I think I'm going to hold off a turn here and use Archangel Avacyn next turn. Just take the beat this turn. Just make it look like I'm flooded. Pia and Karanler. Well, no attacks. He can potentially kill, like, I keep saying he. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at that, but my opponent could potentially, like, if I flash an Avacyn, go deal 2 to Avacyn and then sack a Thopter to deal 2 to Avacyn and kill it. I'm hoping they tap some mana ahead of time so they don't have access to that play, but it's very possible. It's also possible my opponent just sees that I have 5 white mana, didn't do anything for the last 2 turns. Ooh, they are paying some mana up front. Oh, Gold Knight Castigator. This is going to be sweet. So this thing makes all of their creatures deal double damage. And they take double damage as well. Serve with everything. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go and let that happen. Let's flash in old Avacyn. All my stuff's indestructible, and your guys take double damage. So 4, 5, 6, 7. I can deal 14 to my opponent next turn. So maybe I want to leave this on board. As weird as that sounds. Alright, so we can go Spirit here. Spirit here. I think I do probably just want to kill this, though. And we could do that to kill his 4/9. His 4/9's such a liability right now, though. Could just kill some more of his creatures. Like, I could put a Spirit here and Avacyn here and then leave him with a Thopter and a Castigator. But then I can't attack through it. So I think I do want to get this thing off board. I still take 3, 4, 5 this turn, but I kill all of his big threats. Pia Noir is way worse when he doesn't have artifacts, so maybe I want to just kill the Thopter. Just ways that can block this. Maybe do that. It's so mana intensive to be able to use this. This is tough. I know I want to kill Lavamancer. Not even entirely sure I want to kill this 4/2 or this 4/9. I think I do, though. Yeah, let's kill Pia and Kiran. I will take 5 this turn down to 11. I do get to hit my opponent back for at least 8, assuming I don't want to attack with any of the other spirits. Now we need something big off the top. Keep in mind we have the potential to flip Avacyn as well, assuming he doesn't kill it. Figure of Destiny is nice. I like just playing both of my creatures now. So attack you for 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I want to leave any spirits back? maybe 1. I guess the spirits are going to die. Yeah, I'm going to leave 1 back as a way to hedge against, or just have a way to activate Avacyn. So I do get to hit my opponent for 6. I'm going to play just Figure of Destiny, I think. If Avacyn transforms on my turn, I can activate this in response. I'm not going to play Thalia yet, though. See what my opponent does with Pia and Kirin. 3 in hand from the opponent. Avacyn, big game there. Again, I could have gotten a lot more damage in if I kept that Castigator up, but then my opponent untaps with a 4-9, and I basically just don't get to attack him anymore. Even with double damage, Avacyn doesn't get through that stupid 4-9. And I think I don't want to be stalling out. I do want to be a little aggressive here. So what I'll do is I can actually do this on end step, and it's possible my opponent just kills it with a Thopter. But if they attack, I'm going to chump with a Spirit. That'll trigger Avacyn, and assuming Avacyn survives until my next turn, it'll transform and deal 3 to them, turn into a 6/5, which they've got to have trouble answering, plus wipe all the other creatures on board, and there's a chance I get to keep Figure of Destiny if my opponent doesn't play around me being able to make it a 4/4. So I can actually do that like right now. My opponent's got to be scared of Avacyn. If they have like Exquisite Fireblood or Exquisite whatever it's called, they probably just kill Avacyn right away. And then I can actually make this an 8/8 next turn if they don't have an answer for it. But they have 3 in hand. They're probably thinking whether or not they want to use Pia or something else. Maybe they have a way to kill me. I don't know. With this activation, they have a potential 9 damage just sitting here on the board. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sack 1 to deal 2 to me. 9 damage. So we'll have to see what else I've got from the opponent. Still no art, and some pretty bad pretty bad formatting there on the card. Yeah, Gold Knight Castigator is a risky card to play. But if you're mono red, usually you're dealing more damage to them than they can deal to you, so a big 4-mana hasty dude is a pretty good way of closing out the game if you've gotten in a bunch of damage. I don't know how I feel about Thriving Grubs. I guess it's basically the same as Borderland Marauder. It might even be better. They both attack as 3/2s. There might be 1 or 2 other cards in the set that give you extra energy to use with Thriving Grubs. Same with, what is it, Gorehouse Chainwalker. They're just a lot of 2-mana 3/2s in red, but they all seem like mediocre creatures for such a powerful cube. This is a fine card in like an average set. All right, what do we got here? Nothing. I don't think I auto-yield, but I don't want to in case I need to activate Figure of Destiny in response to something. Isamaru was not long-lived for this world. Sorry, buddy. Good old legendary 1/1. 2/2, I'm sorry. The hound sniffed the air and let slip a low growl. General Takano looked down at the faithful Isamaru and calmed him with a touch. Alert the men. The kami are coming. The kami are coming. Alright, my opponent is super hard in the tank here. I think they're thinking about this turn quite a bit. My opponent just plays like, I don't know. No, I guess even if I draw Linvala, like, it's not great. Gideon Juro would kind of be the nail in the coffin, because I'm at the point where I can plus it. I think what they're going to do is let me activate Figure of Destiny and then try to kill it in response. And then what I'm going to do is just not even activate it. Because if I try to activate in response, then they throw a Thopter at it. So I'm going to untap first. Kytheon's pretty sweet. If it and at least 2 other creatures attack, this can make itself indestructible, though, so it can live through whatchamacallit. Let's see. Do I have enough to activate this twice? I do. So if they try to kill it in response, I can activate it again. Avacyn's definitely attacking. I kind of want to attack with Figure of Destiny, because I can pump it. If they try to kill it in response, I can activate that ability again. It's possible they just have like a 3 damage spell or something like that. Maybe I just want to attack with Avacyn and then play Kytheon. I can hold up the Indestructible here plus the activation here. Maybe I want to attack with a Spirit too. If I attack with a Spirit and they block with a Thopter, this is whenever a creature I control, right? Yeah. I don't know how risky I want to be here. They could also like block with Pia and just throw a Thopter at this, and that's not something I'm too fond of. So I think I'm just going to serve with Avacyn. Alright, what do we got? An instant that deals 4. Oh, Flame Javelin. Okay, that doesn't really change my line of play. I mean, I could have probably gotten through with Figure of Destiny, but they do get to kill Avacyn here. I do get to play Kytheon now. And I can go... I think I want to just activate this now. No, I'm still tempted to play Thalia here. So I guess what I'll do is play Thalia and then hold up the Figure of Destiny activation. Again, that doesn't work too well if my opponent can use PN Kirin, but at some point they're going to have to do something with their mana because what they have on board is not quite enough. On the other side, this can untap things and make them indestructible. It can force a single creature to attack. Like, if they just pass here, I'm not going to use Figure of Destiny. Yeah, they really want me to use that Figure of Destiny. Ooh, SRAM's Expertise for no value. Let's go and get some attacks in. See if they want to throw a Thopter at Thalia or something. I kind of want to flip Kytheon too. So I can go boom, boom, boom. They can kill Thalia with a Thopter. Like, they can go block Kytheon, toss a Thopter at Thalia. But Thalia's going to die anyway, so I might as well try to get an attack in with it. And then I can use Gideon to force, say, PN Kirin or a Thopter to attack or something like that. So they probably block Kytheon. Yep. And probably run out SRAM's Expertise anyway. Hopefully they don't have a sweeper that like Pyroclasm or something. My opponent declared blockers. We'll go and make Kytheon indestructible. Ooh, they're going to respond by killing Kytheon? Ah, okay. No, they're going to kill Thalia. That was expected. That's okay. They take 1 damage this turn. They use their whole turn to do that, though. And I do get to transform this thing. I think I'll just hold up this activation. Maybe do it right now, actually. Make it indestructible. Or up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks Gideon this turn if able. Next turn if able. I think I like the idea of making Figure of Destiny indestructible and then activating it on end step. Like, they can't do very much about that. Do I want to force them to attack in with a Thopter and just eat it? Nah, let's make Figure of Destiny indestructible. That way I can pretty freely activate the ability of Figure of Destiny on my opponent's turn, and I don't expect they'll have an exile ability. It also makes it very hard for them to attack into me this turn, since this is an indestructible that can just become a 4/4 on a whim. Save SRAM's Expertise for another turn. Hopefully I can draw a 3-drop and just go off with that card. This into like, ooh, what do we got here? We got something. But next turn, this is an 8/8 territory. Let's see what my opponent's big play here is. Still 3 in hand from them. Big Hasty Flyer would be annoying. Something like Thundermaw Hellkite. That would just destroy my spirit tokens. Stormbreath Dragon, if that's in here. Protection from White seems like possibly just a game-winning card on its own. Like, how do I beat that? Oh, right, I don't. This can start attacking as a 0/0, or I'm sorry, a 4/4 indestructible as well. Pretty versatile card. They're going to want to kill this. It doesn't look like my opponent can do multiple things. They might have just like a bunch of 4-drops in hand or something like that. Does Flame Javelin hit players? Ooh, it does. So triple red, deal 4 to a creature or player. Alright, 5 mana. Please no Thundermaw Hellkite. This does not fly until the last mode. My opponent definitely has some sort of 5-drop in hand. Show me what it is. Devil's Play on me for 4. Huh. Oh, they're going to kill Gideon? Or are they actually going to fireball me? Nope, they just kill Gideon there. I don't think they can afford to attack, though. Let's go ahead and turn this into a dude. And then this can become an 8/8 flying first striker. Ooh, wow, that was pretty strong. Wow, that was incredible. So, this right now is a 4/4 with no abilities. I can play SRAM's Expertise, pump all of my guys because I can cast Honor of the Pure. That uses 4 mana, so I can't really do anything else with Figure of Destiny, but it'll be a 5/5. They can't really block it. Plus, I get to just serve with everything here and have 3 2/2s left over. So Honor of the Pure was an awesome draw. Go ahead and cast this. And we just jam with the whole team here. I get to believe all these 1/1s back on defense. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My opponent probably just takes this. Hopefully they don't have a way to sweep my 1/1s. Looks like they... Hero of Oxid Ridge. Uh-oh. Creatures with power 1 or less can't block this turn. Oh, I might just be dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that kills me. Wow. Hero of Oxid Ridge is strong. Alright, let's go to game 3. I did bring in the Wrath. I kind of like that. Collective Effort still doesn't look great. Monastery Mentor could be a card. I do like Mana Tithe a lot better on the play than the draw. And Wrath of God just, again, doesn't seem great because of what my deck's trying to do. Hero of Oxid Ridge. Just a 4-power, well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, a 4-power hasty creature wouldn't have done it, but Hero of Oxid Ridge makes it so that 1-power creatures can't block. Not just it, but can't block in general. So those servos, ooh. Well, if I had left 1 spirit back, if I was thinking about an effect like that. Maybe I should have anyway, in case he had a way to deal 1 damage to each creature or something along those lines. But I think we can do this, guys. I think we're fine. Maybe not, but I think we are. Alright, I would like to play first. I would like to play Isamaru on turn 1 into Thalia, into Oblivion Ring, into Cloudgoat Ranger, so I will keep this. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have the Fork Bolt. Thalia seems pretty good against my opponent. I guess Thalia into Oblivion Ring is not a thing I can actually do, on account of Thalia makes Oblivion Ring more expensive. Anafenza might just be a better thing to play if that's the case. Alright, do I want Anafenza or Thalia? I think I'm going to go Anafenza this turn in case I do want to Oblivion Ring next turn. Then if I play Thalia, I can actually come in as a 3/2 first striker. Drawing lands would be nice. Alright, Fork Bolt to kill Anafenza. They get another spell in the graveyard, they can use Lavamancer, which is super annoying. It's possible I want to even Oblivion Ring this because of how good it is against me. Don't think I'm at that point yet. Do know I'm going to jam with Isamaru. 3-drop is something. Maybe not. They might be thinking, well, also maybe they tried to cast a 4-drop there, and they couldn't because of Thalia. I can cast Oblivion Ring next turn, it's just going to cost 1 extra. And I don't think my opponent's going to have a way to get rid of Oblivion Ring, so this is going to be a pretty much hard removal for anything. Pretty much anything. No idea what to expect from my opponent. I guess if I had played Thalia, they could have still cast Fork Bolt. It just would have cost them an additional mana. My opponent's struggling hard with their 3 mana play here. They can't play Javelin. Devils play for 1. Okay. Now they do have Lavamancer active. I probably want to Oblivion Ring that, but then I'm kind of dead to anything they play afterwards. I guess I could play the Cloudbolt Ranger next turn. But I can't let them just freely kill off my creatures. Make them work for it. Let's go and essentially kill Grim Lavamancer, hit for 2, play Cloudgoat Ranger next turn. Here's where my opponent's deck gets scary. They start playing their pretty strong 4-drops. Keep in mind they also have Devil's Plate in the graveyard. Chandra's Phoenix is strong. 2/2 haste. Whenever an opponent is dealt damage by a red instant or sorcery, you can put it back in your hand from the graveyard. Cloudgoat Ranger is strong against that, though. Ooh, Honor of the Pure is a good follow-up to Cloudgoat Ranger. The flashback cost on Devil's Play is 3 red and X, so currently my opponent cannot... Well, if they play a land, they can tap out and kill Isamaru. I don't see that happening, though. Let's go and get Cloudgoat Ranger down, put 4 bodies on board, and pass the turn. If they attack, I think I'm just going to let that happen. I could tap 3 soldiers to pump this and give it flying. Don't think that's what I want to do. Hopefully I get to untap and play Honor of the Pure here, but I don't see Cloudgoat Ranger surviving this turn. They can't kill it with Devil's Play, but they very likely have something in hand that can kill it. Then I still have a decent board. Not a fantastic board, but a decent board. What I don't want to see is a removal spell plus another creature. Okay, Marauder's fine. We can live with that. Attack with Phoenix? No attack with Phoenix. Alright, so let's play Honor of the Pure. Ooh, what is this? Oh, they're gonna go ahead and Javelin. Oh, Brimstone Volley. 3 damage to target creature or player. That's fine. They're at 1 in hand. I can attack with everything. They can definitely trade Chandra's Phoenix for something, because they could play Devil's Play to whenever an opponent... They would have to hit me with Devil's Play, though. Let's see. If I attack with everything, I'm threatening 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage on them. They can't just take all that. I think they block Chandra's Phoenix on a soldier at least. This Marauder does not have any good blocks. They could double block Isamaru. I don't see myself dying, even to something like Castigator or Hero of Oxid Ridge. Not quite enough to kill me. If they want to kill something, yeah, they're going to double block here. In which case, I don't want to give them value off the Chandra's Phoenix, so... Well, no, the Marauder just doesn't block these things, so I guess I'll kill the Phoenix. It's unlikely they're going to deal damage to me with an instant or sorcery and then also have mana to play the Phoenix, so I think I'm fine with this. Mostly because Marauder doesn't block my soldiers. 2 in hand from the opponent. Hopefully something I can attack through, and they are at 6. They could Devil's Play me for 2, get back Phoenix this turn if they have nothing else going on. That's not a game-winning play, though, because then they're chumping and still going down to 2. I'd be very interested to see if there's an attack here. It is possible my opponent can still win. Alright, well, Pia and Kirin was an amazing draw, if that's what they just drew, because it gives them multiple blockers. Do you attack with that? What am I? I'm hoping to draw anything that's not a land. I'm hoping to draw Gideon Jura, or even Elspeth would be nice. But Figure of Destiny's fine. We'll play that. Do I attack with everything? If so, the worst they can do is kill 2 of my guys. They're not going to go block, 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 I don't think. I mean, it's possible, but Pia probably trades for one. Two Thopters could trade for another. And then I could play Figure of Destiny and immediately bump it up to a 4/4. Put it out of Devil's Play range and still just not too threatened there. They have to block at least one of these soldiers. What happens if they just chump one and they have hero? Then I'm taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They could actually kill me if their last card is Hero of Oxid Ridge. That's not true because I have Figure of Destiny to block. So, serve with everything. I'm hoping my opponent trades this for 2 of them. Goes down to 4, and then I have a lethal figure on board. I'm going to play it and just immediately turn it into a 4/4. That way, if I try to activate, they can't respond by killing it with something. And then this is super lethal next turn. Oh, it's also bumped from Honor of the Pure. That's pretty awesome. Alright, what's your last card? Storm Breath Dragon. I mean, ooh, yeah, we got there. Figure of Destiny was about to become a 9/9. Nice. That was an awesome matchup. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. We used a lot of time on it, but I will see you guys here in round 2 in just a moment. Guys, it's Timothy here for round 2. Let's get that round 2 hype. We are not on the play this time, but it looks like we have pretty good. Yeah, we have a fantastic draw. Depends on what we're playing against, of course. Our deck is just naturally going to be weak to certain matchups where our opponents have sweepers and stuff like that, but we played against Mono Red. It was more of a mid-rangey Mono Red. Let's see if we have a Mana Dork on turn 1. Search for Tomorrow. Oh, that's kind of like a Mana Dork. The Mana Dork that doesn't block. Isamaru is way worse on the draw than it is on the play. This would be an amazing hand on the play. We just get to play dogs and cats and all sorts of crazy stuff. Twilight Mire, so green-black. These mid-rangey decks, I imagine. Devoted Druid. Oh, am I dead? Is this the combo? Devoted Druid ramps quite a bit. Do I want to play Copter? I think I probably just want to play Copter because Spectral Possession next turn lets me crew Copter plus leave 2 bodies back. I mean, my opponent's going to have access to what, like 6 mana next turn? That's pretty crazy. Because this can add 2 green mana in a single turn. Plus there's Search for Tomorrow's coming off. Search for Tomorrow, basically a 1 mana Rampant Growth, but you have to wait 2 turns for it. Seems great to me as far as mana fixing and ramp go. I love the art too. You can really see the textures. Alright, white mana. Not expecting that, so we don't really know. I mean, we know our opponent's green, but they might just be like a green splashing everything else deck, which is a pretty fun way to do it. Alright, we're going to see a 4-drop. Siege Rhino. That's not what we want to play against. Also just can't attack into that with Isamaru. Bramaz, though. Bramaz, you say? I think I just want to play Spectral Possession. Attack with Smuggler's Copter. I could loot away a Dorn Pouncer. I think I'll do that next turn. Depends on what we draw, of course. Let's crew 1. Right, because you can crew with multiple things. This attacks. Yes, I would absolutely love to use that. Easy discard. Put our opponent back down to 18, take at least a hit from Rhino. And see what the opponent's follow-up play is. 5 mana. Rhino's so good. Pride Mage can kill Copter, that's kind of annoying. It also lets Siege Rhino attack as a 5-power creature. Birds. Bolt the bird. Alright, well, not loving our odds here. 2, 3, 4. Because they're going to let me crew Copter and then they're going to kill it. Silverblade Paladin. That lets me attack with Isamaru. They get to block and blow up Copter. Alternatively, I can just, well, I don't get to play 2 things here because I'm not going to get an attack out of Copter. I also don't think I'm attacking with all the, maybe I'm just attacking with all the spirits here. Put my opponent down to 15. They're not going to block with Bird. Pride Mage probably won't activate if I don't activate Copter. Even though I want to get this off board because of the Exalted trigger, they're really only attacking with this Rhino. So I think I might bait out the Qasali Pride Mage. I mean, it's going to happen anyway, but my opponent's not incentivized to use this until I try to make an attack with Copter. So I think I am going to bait it out and just basically trade in their Pride Mage for my Copter, which is now useless. And essentially, I'll come out of this with a tapped Spirit. I can attack with Isamaru as well this turn. No, that... Oh, yeah. Let's go and blow it up now. Let's go and blow it up now. Okay. Fine by me. Now I do get to attack with Isamaru. I guess that... Never mind. That doesn't work the way I want it to, because they don't want me to... They don't want me to activate Copter. They could go block Isamaru with Pride Mage and blow up Copter, but then I get the loot trigger. It's possible I wanted to play Silverblade there, but I think Ramaz is the play this turn. Vigilance is nice. My opponent has tons of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, potentially 8 if they play a land. But they only have 3 left in hand. They are ahead of me as far as life total goes, but I got the beats going. We got the beats. If they don't play a big creature, Ramaz is pretty good at Race and Rhino. And next turn I get to go Paladin plus Pouncer. Paladin... Well, we'll see what the opponent's turn looks like first, but interesting to see what we're going to put Paladin on. Okay, Oblivion Ring on Ramaz. It's a little sad. It's a little sad, so hit me for 4. I'll play Paladin and get in with Isamaru. I'm going down to 8 this turn. Ooh, that's not a bad draw. That does stop me from playing both of these things. And that's kind of problematic. I'm definitely playing Paladin, but it might be that I want to play Windbrisk Heights. And I could potentially draw... Like, Windbrisk Heights basically lets you look at 4 cards, and next turn it should be pretty easy to activate it. So I'm thinking I go Paladin plus Windbrisk Heights, and maybe even play Heights first. And the like, I only have 2 turns left to find an answer to Rhino before I just chump in and it tramples, so even that's not great. I think I'm going to play Windbrisk Heights. Adorned Pouncer is not going to do too much here. Let's see what we get off of this and then shape our turn around it. And I believe we need to have attacked with... You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn. Mirror Entity? Ooh. That's actually pretty strong. We might be able to steal a win with that. The alternative is SRAM's Expertise. I'm going to take Mirror Entity. And then I put the rest on the bottom in any order. And then play Paladin. My opponent has... I mean, I guess they have any mana up. Like, they have birds. Soul Bond with Isamaru. Attack for 4, 5, 6, 7. I imagine no blocks. They have mana here too. They could have a kill spell. Kill Isamaru. I do miss out on playing Pouncer this turn, but that Mirror Entity could steal a win. I just have to play next turn, right? Are they going to chump with this? Or oh, no, they didn't even use the mana. So I did technically cut them off 2 mana there, but they do preserve some of their life total. Go down to 11. And then next turn ought to be good. I don't think I block Rhino. I guess this is a 2/2 double striker, but even that doesn't block Rhino. Could have left a Spirit back and potentially tried to trade Silverblade for Rhino by blocking with the Spirit as well. But here's what we want to do, and it might not work if my opponent plays around it. I mean, they're not going to know Mirror Entity, but if I attack with all 3 Spirits and then I use Windbrisk Heights before blocks to play Mirror Entity, ooh. It might work. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to work now. My opponent just tapped out. They're going to make this a 7-power creature. Yeah, we get to steal this now. Oh, they can't even attack. This is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I just have lethal on board. They can't attack with the Rhino. Yeah, check this next turn out. Mirror Entity's pretty sick. Whoa, they're attacking? For 7. What could they have? I think I'm just going to chump with Paladin. I don't know what they could have here. Because I have lethal on board. This is 8, 9, 10, 11. They could have Slaughter Pact. This is 4, 2. It's still just lethal. I'm going to be able to... This is 15 off the spirits. I'm going to block with Silverblade Paladin. I have no idea what to expect from my opponent. Is there like some pump spell? They haven't played a land this turn. No blocks. I'll go down to 1. I don't know what 0 mana card they could have here that kills me. Alright, let's play this turn correctly. So what I need to do... Oh, actually, should I play Thalia? Definitely play a land. This stops them from playing a 0 mana spell. I don't know what they could have. Slaughter Pact doesn't really work here. I don't think I want to show them Thalia, so I have no idea what could save them. So here's how we do it. We go to combat, attack all in at him, and just for the hell of it, we're going to do it. We'll say attacks, let my opponent say no blocks, activate this. Yes. Oh, this does not let you... No. That's stupid. This is still lethal though, right? 4, 8. Yeah. Okay. So we still kill our opponent with Xaxes. I forgot, Windburst Kites does not let you play the card outside of time and restriction, so you can't play the Mirror Entity mid-combat or something like that. That's my fault, but thankfully we had exact damage there. Spear of Heliod seems fine. We didn't see really anything besides Siege Rhino, right? Wrath of God also seems like it could be okay. Collective Effort can take down a bigger guy since they're playing some bigger dudes. Mentor, Spirit, Oust. Oust is probably a little bit better against this deck than most other decks. Not good against Rhino, particularly, because they'll just redraw it. I do like Collective Effort, though. Just imagine the turn where you get to kill Rhino plus put a 1/1 counter on all your creatures. What did we board out last time? Student, Isamaru. We're on the draw, so these 1-drops look a little bit worse. Not amazing. Thalia also just didn't seem great against my opponent. Honor of the Peers, fine. Flicker Wisp is probably decent. Banisher Priest. What was it they used to kill Bramaz? Oh, it was an Oblivion Ring. Do I have an answer to an Oblivion Ring? Not really. Target creature on... Mana Tithe seems really bad against my opponent. If they're playing green, they probably have a bunch of mana dorks. So I think what we're going to take out here is Flicker Wisp or the Thalia. They have main deck Kasali Pridemage. This is the only thing it hits, though. Which is fine. Like 2-drop for 2-drop. I think I'm just going to take out Thalia here. Maybe not. Honor, Handweir Militia Captain seems fine. I haven't drawn that at all, though. This Thalia seems fine. Banisher Priest seems fine. All these cards just seem fine. Yeah, let's go and dump Flicker Wisp, I suppose. For a card that's not amazing against my opponent, but playable. Here we have Isamaru into Militia Captain or Smuggler's Copter. Seems fine. Again, if they have the Pridemage, they have it, right? And if they don't, Smuggler's Copter does a lot of work. I am going to need to draw some extra lands. I have 2 really powerful Planeswalkers here, but we need to hit the lands for that to matter. My opponent went down to 6. They do have birds on turn 1. Alright, yep, if I just hit lands, I'll be happy. Gideon Jura is a nice answer to Siege Rhino. Granted, Siege Rhino is going to get a good bit of damage in before that happens. Alright, we got a bunch of mana dorks coming down. Ooh, they have a Copter of their own. That's spicy. I do not have a lot of answers to that. Banisher's Priest is not a good answer to that. They can even crew it here. They can crew and block with it. Crew 1 is so tedious. I guess we just run out ours. And I might even trade my copter for their copter, since I have follow-up plays. Banisher Priest seems fine on this board, taking out a Mana Dork. Yeah, I think I will block their copter if they play a copter. As good as it still loots on blocks too, which is just the most remarkable thing. This does not crew a copter, so this is cast in. O-Ring, you're taking out my copter? Wow, what a jerk. Oh, I guess we're not crewing then. Are we just going to lose to copter? Gideon is not a good answer to copter. Alright, I'm going to take my hit. My opponent's going to loot away. They chose not to loot. Okay. They really like the last card in their hand then. Figure of Destiny. Alright, I do get to play a 2-drop plus a 1-drop this turn. I could also Banisher Priest Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then they need to have another creature in order to crew Copter. Captain plus Figure of Destiny is okay. At the very least, I do attack with an Isamaru. This also robs them of a mana. Them not discarding is pretty interesting. Do I just want to go 1-drop, 2-drop here? Or do I want to play Banisher Priest and take out your Pilgrim? It's possible. I think they probably kept another creature in hand, so I think I'm just going to play out the 2 creatures this turn. And then save Banisher Priest for something else that comes up. They took 1 for this. Oh no, they tapped Avacyn. They tapped one of their Mana Dorks to cast the Oblivion Ring. So my opponent's just Abzan here. Okay. See if they loot this time. I don't see why you wouldn't loot. It's almost always correct to do so, especially this early in the game. But Looter Scooter is very annoying. Pitching a land probably means they don't need another land or they have extra lands in hand. But see, if they just play a creature here, I get to slam them back for 5 after playing Banisher Priest. And then I get to kind of take control of the race. Not completely in the lead right now. Looter Scooter is that strong. I would have snap blocked with my Scooter, especially since I would have gotten a loot out of it. And then my opponent's board would be meh. I'm hoping no Siege Rhino here, because that is not a target I really want to hit with Banisher Priest. Oh. Flicker Wisp. What is that going to flicker? A land? Okay, Flicker Wisp the Scooter. Fine by me. So they can block with it. Pretty dope. Oblivion Ring on your copter seems good. I like Banisher Priest on Flicker Wisp, but then I don't get to attack this turn. I also kind of like Oblivion Ring on Copter, and then I do get to attack this turn. And then save Banisher Priest next turn for something else. Stop them from looting. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to play Oblivion Ring, get rid of their Copter, serve with everything. If they want to trade Flicker Wisp for any of my creatures, that's fine. Probably trade it off for this. Or they probably just don't even block. It's kind of funny. We're both Oblivion Ringing each other's scooters. Opponent does only have 1 card in hand, and I still have action. Banisher Priest is a good answer to any problematic creatures that come up. Temporary answer, but still a good one. And then I have Elspeth plus Gideon Jura coming up if I draw a land. So opponent deciding whether they want to block with Flicker Wisp. If I were them, I probably wouldn't block this turn. Or maybe I would. Yeah, this does seem like the thing you want to block, because I could just go land plus creature. If I draw a land, I'm probably slamming Elspeth. Maybe even +1 in for +3/+3. Do you attack me with Pilgrim? Nope, 1 card in hand. Ooh, I can't cast that, but let's go Priest here. I could turn this into a 2/2 instead. That's better when I have 4 mana. I can activate it twice. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to hit the land. I think I just like Banisher Priest here on your Avacyn's Pilgrim and then attack for 3. It's not an amazing play, but it's a playable play. And if they kill Priest in response to attacks or something, they trade Pilgrim for a Figure of Destiny. That seems not like the worst thing in the world. Alright. Come on, land, please, so we can start playing our big things. My opponent must just be flooded here. They're just going land past. Nice. Alright, so Elspeth definitely comes down here. +1 to give +3/+3 to Figure of Destiny, I imagine. No, it's, yeah, Figure of Destiny. Or Banisher Priest, so it's most likely to attack. That's the one they're most likely to want to kill anyway. So I think I'll just put it on Figure of Destiny, but we're most certainly slamming this Elspeth. I can make tokens, but this gets me in 3 extra damage. This just pluses to Giant Growth and gives something flying. I'm going to be using my mana for the next couple turns anyway, so I'll go and use it on Figure of Destiny. I guess it might just be better to put it on Banisher Priest anyway, since I'm offering him like a potential pump spell to kill this, but opponent's down at 3. I have an active Elspeth on board. Alright. Well, that just happened. Sweet first game, despite me thinking Windbrisk Heights worked a little differently than it did, and then we got to take down an opponent who mulled 2/5 and got flooded. This is pretty cool, though. O-ring on Copter, O-ring on Copter. See you guys in the finals. Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We're in the finals of this cube match, this modern cube. We're playing mono white. We are on the draw. Our deck's a lot worse on the draw. And it looks like we're just going to be playing 3 drops this game. I will still keep this hand. If I draw into any 1 or 2 drops, that seems good. And I do have plays here. This is not the type of cube where you're just dead on turn 1, but that's a little scary. Come on, 1 drop. Oh no, not the upkeep stop. Anything but that. Turn 1 birds is good. Alright, another 3 drop. I mean, I guess we'll be playing 3 drops. See what our opponent can ramp into here. Banisher Priest can take care of the first thing, at least temporarily, and Bramaz is still pretty good. Oh, nothing? Nothing on 3. Ooh, Student of Warfare is not bad. We'll play it, we'll level it up because we're not doing anything else with our mana, and then we'll just pass turn. Alright, Master of the Wild Hunt. This card is very good. We're going to have to Banisher Priest that pretty much immediately. You know what would be a great draw here is, well, let's see, this tap all, untap wolves, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what I figured it did. SRAM's Expertise would be a great draw here because I have just mono 3 drops in hand. I have options. I can slam Bramaz, but then my opponent gets to untap with this thing. Play Banisher Priest and get rid of it temporarily. My opponent's got to have removal in hand, though. Play Mirror Entity doesn't seem great. Flicker Wisp doesn't seem great. Silverblade Paladin lets me attack for 2. This is a 3/3. Bramaz is the best creature to put on board, but I think I just want to play Banisher Priest and stop my opponent from getting 2/2s every turn. And if they kill it, that's fine. Not great, but fine. Stupid birds. And what we'll start doing at the following turn, I imagine Banisher Priest is going to die, but if we just keep drawing this glut of like lands or 3 drops, we'll start playing a 3 drop and use our extra mana each turn to level this guy up. So this can attack as a 3/3 first striker next turn. Let's see what the opponent is doing here. Making white mana. Ooh, Thrun. 4/4 uninteractable creature. I love it. So strong. Can regenerate, I believe. Yeah. So I think what we do here is we play. Does Flicker Wisp? Oh, this can't be targeted. It has hexproof. Can't be countered, and it regenerates. So I think what we do here is play Silverblade Paladin and then level up the Student of Warfare. Attack with a 3/3 double striker. My opponent can trade Thrun for it, and that seems okay. I would be happy trading Thrun for Student. They missed a land drop, so they're on all cards and like just all spells. Bramaz is not great against Thrun. Gorybound Initiate's pretty good, and Flicker Wisp on Gorybound Initiate's fine, but regardless, we're going to level this up at least once. And then I think we just play Silverblade Paladin so I can guarantee a hit here. We'll go ahead and Soul Bond with Student. That makes that a 3/3 double striker. And I don't think my opponent... Well, my opponent could just take 6 here. I think they want to untap with Thrun available to them. Because that's pretty bomb. Pretty bomb. Pretty boss. I don't know what I was trying to go for there. Alright. Make a decision here. Do you want to trade off your potentially unkillable threat for my 6 damage, or do you want to take 6? Looks like the answer here is take 6. Nissa, okay, that lets them go get a forest. This is the Transform Nissa. Once you get to 7 lands, it transforms into a Sage Animist. One of my favorite, definitely my favorite Nissa. Just very good card. They do have a Thrun activation up here. Oblivion Ring, unfortunately, does not answer Thrun. Can answer Nissa. Can also get rid of birds. That seems like a little bit of a stretch. I like the idea of getting Mirror Entity down. I can level this up once and play one other thing from my hand. Flicker Wisp does seem good because my opponent doesn't have a way to block it. I could Flicker Wisp. I can't let them get Master of the Wild Hunt back. I could Flicker Wisp Silverblade Paladin and let it come back in, target in Flicker Wisp, making me have a 6 power in the air. That seems decent. So let's go ahead and level this dude up. I can't attack into Thrun because of Regenerate, which is super annoying. But that's fine. Let's go and play Flicker Wisp here. I guess we'll do it post-combat. They also have a Raging... Oh no, that's not a Raging Ravine. That is a Rootbound Crag. Alright. Flicker. Go ahead and Flicker Silverblade. On end step, Silverblade will come back in. We'll go ahead and Soul Bond with Flicker Wisp. There we go. Alright, so now Flicker Wisp can start dealing 6 in the air. If they play a flyer, I can O-ring it. If they play a removal spell, then we're kind of back to square one with each other. At any point, if they don't have regeneration up, I can slam with this student. It's actually at the point where I could spend a turn to get it up to level 7, make it a 4/4 double striker. Thrun still blocks that pretty well. Granted, Thrun wouldn't kill it through a 4/4 double striker. Ooh, Rishkar's Expertise. So my opponent draws 4 cards and then casts something that costs 5 or less for free. That's pretty crazy. Pretty strong card there. Keep in mind, we can O-ring anything too problematic. And that does mean my opponent's unlikely. Phyrexian Metamorph. What is that going to become a copy of? Probably a Thrun? Maybe even a Nissa to go... Oh, a Birds of Paradise? Huh. I guess if you need mana, right? Oh, they want to be able to block Flicker Wisp? Huh. Anafenza plus Gorybound Initiate? What happens if I O-ring this and attack with everything? I can't attack with this. I just can't because they kill it. I can't O-ring Thrun. Well, if I just make this a 4/4 double striker and attack with Flicker Wisp plus double striker plus this, then Thrun cannot profitably block anything. It would trade for Paladin. It would just chump Student. I kind of like using my turn. This is at what level? It's at level 3, so 4 more mana would put it up to level 7, make it a 4/4 double striker. Then I have a 4/4 double strike, a 2/2 double strike, and a 3/1 double strike flyer. So Birds blocks here. I assume that's why they made a copy of Birds. And then Nissa can actually block here and they would just take 4. Alternatively, I can O-ring Nissa. They block here and then they take... Oh no, that wouldn't work. I would have to use my whole turn here. I like kind of going Anafenza plus Gorybound Initiate though. I'm definitely attacking with Flicker Wisp. 3/3 first strike. I'm just debating whether I want to use my turn to turn this into a 4/4 double strike and offer a trade with Thrun. Kind of like that. Does make it a must answer, right? Let's just go ahead and do this. Boom. 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 And then go to combat. I might not attack with Silverblade Paladin. Oh. No, actually, that can get in there. This is a 2/2 double strike. They can't profitably block with Nissa. My guess would be Nissa chumps Student and Birds chumps Flicker Wisp, but... Oh, no, Thrun just gets eaten by that. Thrun can trade with Silverblade. Okay, so chump with Nissa and let Thrun trade with Silverblade. Plus Flicker Wisp gets in for 6 here. Alright, my opponent now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana if they play a land this turn, and they just refilled their hand. I do have a 4/4 double strike on board and a decent flyer. O-ring to deal with something. A land would be amazing, so I could go potentially O-ring plus another creature. Uh-oh, are we going to see something like Wildfire here? That would be insane. 6 mana. Mizzium Mortars. Blow up my board. Oh my god, that's so strong. Now I'm going to have to O-ring this stupid Master of the Wild Hunt. Plus Scavenging Ooze to gain some life back. Youch. Guess I'm glad I didn't commit more creatures to the board, but that did just wipe my entire board. And I can't let him untap with Master, so we're going to have to O-ring. Please hit a land. Hit a land so I can play, I don't know, Anafenza. Gorybound Initiate might be the better play. If I don't hit a land, I'm just going to O-ring Master and pass. And Scavenging Ooze gets to start destroying me. Guess Ooze destroys me anyway. Also wish my opponent would take that upkeep stop off. Yeah, Rich Card's expertise drawing him a billion cards was great. Or a 1-mana creature would be fine here if I don't hit a land. I guess my 1-mana creatures aren't good against Scavenging Ooze. Flicker Wisp, I suppose, is a good answer to a big Scavenging Ooze. Cloud Goat Ranger, not quite what we wanted to see there. But if I let him untap with that, he just gets a 2/2 every single turn and can start killing off my little guys. Alright, I don't imagine we win this game at this point. We were pretty far ahead there, but Mizzium Mortars destroying my board there was incredible. My opponent now has 5 cards in hand and tons of mana. I'm glad we attacked with everything the turn before. Mana Gorger Hydra? Oh my god, I'm just gonna get wrecked here. Wrath of God definitely coming in against my opponent, most certainly. This is the top of my opponent's library. Yep. Yep. We're gonna get hit by a 5/5 Scavenging Ooze. What happened? What went wrong? Alright, now Gideon would be a good answer to this Scooze. Here, I guess we just go Cloud Goat Ranger. God, Mana Gorger Hydra 2 is so just absurd. Every time anybody casts a spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and it has Trample. How many creatures left in the graveyard? I have 1. He has 2, so that's potential 3 more counters on Scooze. We're definitely chumping that with Kithkins. Okay, Lotus Cobra on top from the opponent. Opponent's also gaining a bunch of life off Scooze plus Corsair of Kruphix. The art's really annoying here. Oh my god, what is this? Ugin! Good game. Good game. Alright, where's that Wrath of God? Spear of Heliod. Collective Effort seems good. Archangel Monastery Mentor. Mana Tithe is a lot better when we're on the play, although it is bad against Mana Dorks. Precursor Golem's a definite consideration. It's bad against Mizzium Mortars. Crafted War Gear. Nah. Okay, Mana Tithe is not going to make the cut. Linvala seems fine. 5/5 does survive Mizzium Mortars. Spirit of the Labyrinth could be good against Rishkar's Expertise. Kind of like these cards. So what are we cutting then is the question. Ooh, Avacyn would have been amazing. I guess not. We didn't really draw the lands. Banisher Priest is one of my only answers to some of the stuff my opponent has. Collective Effort. Is that actually good against my opponent? It kills a big Scavenging Ooze. Doesn't really kill much else of what we saw. It doesn't deal with Ugin in any capacity. Ugin's just going to win anytime my opponent casts it. So we've got to try really hard not to let my opponent draw an Ugin. Does take 8 mana, but they've got Mana Dorks. Flicker Wisp seems good against my opponent. Cloudgoat Ranger's fine. Gideonjur is good. Adorned Pouncer might be bad. This just might not be great overall. This Thalia seems fine. And I don't want to cut the 1-drops. I just don't want to cut anything. That's the problem. All right, let's make an executive decision here. Flicker Wisp can go ahead and come out. It's fine. It's good against my opponent, but I do like the sideboard options here. And then something for Wrath of God. We'll go ahead and cut probably Mirror Entity just for being as mana intensive as it is. Maybe one of my 2-drops. Honor of the Pure. Probably take that out on the play, or on the draw, not on the play. Yeah, I guess we cut this Thalia. Doesn't attack too well into a lot of the creatures our opponent saw, or opponent played. I would like to play first this time. 1-drop into Scooter into Oblivion Ring seems good. My opponent beat me on a Mold of 6. That Rishkar's Expertise was brutal. And their creatures are just large, so please no turn 1 bird. Alright, they played a Vivid on turn 1. There's that Mirror Entity. So I could attack them for 2, or I could play Scooter. I think I just want to attack with the Scooter. Or play the Scooter, I should say. The Looter Scooter. Too good for Standard. Pass, play Mirror Entity if they don't play anything I need to Oblivion Ring. Use Mirror Entity to cruise Scooter. Farseek. Alright, ramping. Doesn't mean I'm going to get in for 4 damage next turn, which I like, but it does mean my opponent's ahead. Alright, if I can get to Avacyn, I'll be pretty happy too. This. Yep. Go to the combats. Attack with creatures. Activate this thing. I would like to do it. Draw a land, discard a land. Yes, I want my 5th land, but I've got 2 more turns to do that, and Oblivion Ring and Avacyn are both better than that random land. Alright, Thrun, maybe? Thrun Dynamo, Master of the Willed Hunt. Alright, so I could crew and attack for 1 billion here. Attack for 8, essentially. But I think same boat as last time, I want to just Oblivion Ring this. Activate this, attack for 5 this turn. And then I have Avacyn up next turn, which is fantastic. Go ahead and crew this with Mirror Entity. No, yeah, done. Go ahead and activate this thing. Attack for 5. Now this will be interesting if I draw a non-land off of the Scooter, but I'm still going to do it. Alright, that's perfect. Filter a land out of my deck. I still have the 5th land for Avacyn. Opponent's at 10, but with 6 cards. Oath of Nissa to search for stuff. This can hit a Planeswalker, a creature, or a land and put it in your hand. It also lets you cast Planeswalkers off any color. And they reveal a Pula-Kranos, which I imagine I'm going to see here. So we'll try to get him with the Avacyn. Honor of the Pure, you say? Can I kill my opponent here? Is there a way to use Mirror Entity to kill my opponent? I mean, I can attack with 2 creatures and use Mirror Entity to turn them into 5/5s. Kind of want to hold up Avacyn, though. So I think what I'm going to do is just hit him for 3 in the air. No, do not activate that ability. Activate this ability. I almost turned all my guys into 0/0s. God, this is so annoying. Crew 1. Use this to crew. Done. Attack with the Scooter. Possibly discard Honor of the Pure if I hit something better. That, I imagine, is better. So pitch Honor of the Pure. Get my opponent down to 7 and hold up Avacyn. Make it look like I'm holding up Figure of Destiny, perhaps. Although that'd be suspicious, knowing that I discarded Honor of the Pure. I had a 2-drop and an activation here. I mean, technically my opponent's dead to this if they don't do anything and I have a 6th land. So let's see what the play is. We see that Mizzium Mortars. Oh yeah, not this time. And that's actually the game, because now I have 7 flying in the air. Okay. Game 3. I'm on the draw. Oust actually seems decent against my opponent. I didn't really think about that. Pula-Kranos does make me want the collective effort as well. This does not deal with Master of the Wild Hunt. Spear of Heliod's probably fine. I think I'm going to take Honor of the Pure out on the draw, because this is not going to be about curving into crazy stuff or anything. Yeah, I like collective effort here. Mana Tithe would have been fine on the play, but they didn't have the bird there. They weren't getting to Ugin. We drew our cards pretty nicely. How do I feel about Linvala against my opponent? Seems fine, especially on the draw. But I don't think I want to add a 6-drop to my deck, so here we go. We're in the finals. Let's do it. Game 3, I'm on the draw with a mono-white deck, which is not what I love. No 1-drop, so I do get to play Windbrisk Heights, and ooh, I have Wrath of God. Although I'm not activating Windbrisk Heights for a while. I guess SRAM's Expertise gets me there. But I do like that I get to play this on turn 1. No bird. Oh, I hate you. It might be Oath of Nissa. Search for tomorrow. Alright, let's go and play Windbrisk Heights. I think we want Gideon Jura. That seems strong. And 2 lands to the bottom is nice. Alright. Wrath of God should be pretty good against my opponent. I'm still going to play out like or Anafenza. I'm not going to play around my own Wrath of God to the point where I'm just going to get beat down by something. But I do have access to that. Do I want to play Kytheon? No. I do want to use my mana smart. Smartly? Smart. SRAM's Expertise. Could be good here. Alright, so my opponent untapping with a potential 5 mana on turn 3. They are certainly an Ugin deck, I'll give them that. And here comes Thrun. Note this says they can't be regenerated, so that's not going to quite do it. There's Avacyn. I think we're going to run out Kytheon here. Maybe I don't want to do that. My opponent holds up regeneration. That doesn't do anything. I'm going to use my whole turn to Wrath of God next turn. I'm going to block with Anafenza this turn, I think. Hopefully my opponent plays out a creature. Did they miss a... They did miss a land drop, though. So again, they're on all spells. I could definitely leverage my Wrath of God a little bit better by playing SRAM's Expertise first into Kytheon. And then what I can do is attack... flip Kytheon and have Gideon active on board. So I might actually do that and let my opponent play out a few more creatures here first, which means I'm going to take some damage, but that's fine. Mana Gorger Hydra. like I said, I'm going to take some damage, but this turn I'll play SRAM's Expertise into Kytheon. Next turn I'll do some sort of attack that lets me use Windburst Kites. Oh, I will need another land in order... Oh, this Gideon, never mind. Alright, go ahead and activate this. Give my boy a counter. Managorger's pretty good. It's like a commander card, but I can see it being pretty strong here. And then cast Kytheon. Next turn, the goal is to transform Kytheon and then Wrath of God the board. It's possible if Kytheon dies or something that... Actually, that would be pretty sweet. If I draw a land... Oh, bolster 1? Yeah, we'll bolster on... I guess a servo. I mean, it makes more sense on Kytheon, but... What have you. If I draw a land, I can attack first with a bunch of things and then play this Gideon. And then this Gideon's really good on an empty board. But my opponent's on 4 spells in hand. None of them are, to the best of my knowledge, lands. 5 mana. Killing birds with Wrath of God would be pretty nice as well. Yeah, and I'm going to take a hit. Probably Chump Block Thrun with a servo. Chump Block Managorger Hydra with a servo, I guess. I mean, it does trample, but just mitigate a little bit of damage. Attack with everything. Transform Kytheon. And then play Wrath of God. Oh, no! Wow, that is so good for the opponent. Wow. What this does is they can sack it, and then anytime one of their creatures dies that turn, they get to manifest. Alright, they're serving with Thrun. They cannot regenerate it. 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to trade a Servo plus Anafenza for that. Servo, Anafenza. I could also hold up Avacyn next turn. I can still do that regardless. I'm not missing anything as far as creatures go. Yeah, Whisperwood Elemental is a pain in the butt. And they get to manifest on end step. Jeez. So sacrifice it until end of turn. Face up non-tokens have when this creature dies manifest. So I could still Wrath of God here. Oblivion Ring on that's actually pretty sweet. That lets me do my plan next turn. I have to get rid of this. It has to go. Jeez. Alright, we'll do it. Your Managorger gets gigantic. Wow, Whisperwood Elemental. What a beating. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill my Oblivion Ring here. Otherwise, I just used up my whole turn. Oh, yeah, that happens. Do that here. I could Windburst Kites no, I can't. I don't have another land to activate it. They had to have an anti-board wipe answer. Alright, we're going to pass here, take a giant hit from Managorger. Hopefully they just play another creature, like tap out for Pool of Kranos, and then I can Wrath of God pretty happily. I'm not going to block anything, because if I draw a land, I can still get this Gideon on board. I guess I can get this Gideon on board too, but they can block that. Reclamation Sage, are you kidding me? No! Oh, God, that is brutal. Wow. How do I get through this now? How do I get through this? Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Jeez, they had the answer to my board wipe, and then they had the answer to my answer for their answer. There's no way I'm winning this game now. I can use Gideon to fog a turn. Taking 9 this way. If I Wrath of God, they're going to end up with 3 dudes on board. I think I still Wrath of God and just let them... I don't even know. Oh no, they're going to have so many dudes on board. They sack this in response, they're going to get... I believe it's non-token. Until end of turn, face up non-token. They get 1, 2, 3 manifest tokens. I think I have to do that. I do like the idea of 7, 8, 9. Alright. I like the idea of flipping this Kytheon, though. This is just a straight brutality, man. Do need to draw... No, I don't need to draw land to do that. Alright, we did hit a land. I guess Avacyn's a potential answer to their Manifest, but they're going to be able to hit me. I mean, they can just kill me if I do that, though, because of this Nissa. I guess I can force one of the Manifests. No, that doesn't work either. What is my answer here? Don't really know that I have one. I can play this Gideon by attacking with everything and +2. And then force everything to attack Gideon for the turn. And then Wrath of God the turn after. I can go... I guess one thing I can do is attack with all 3. That turns on Windbrisk Kites. No, there's no way, because I need 2 mana, essentially. I need 1 more mana to activate Windbrisk Kites and use Wrath of God. This is so bad for me. So I attack with everything. He trades something for Kytheon. I get to activate Windbrisk Kites, put this Gideon on board, probably +2 it, and force everything to attack it. And then play Spirit of the Labyrinth and hope to kill Whisperwood Elemental. Also, I could kill Managorger Hydra. That doesn't seem terrible, but then this thing putting a counter on everything is so brutal. I don't have a way to kill Whisperwood plus everything, so I think my goal is to somehow +2 this, make everything attack that Gideon, which means I have to attack with everything. He's going to eat Kytheon. Wow, Whisperwood Elemental just completely destroyed me here. Guess I could attack Nissa. If anything gets through, taking that down might be useful. Yeah, like, it just blocks here. Like, put a Manifest on it. That's fine. I'm not trying to flip this Gideon. I'm trying to cast the other Gideon. Oh, if I had a way to deal with this. Does Avacyn help me out at all here? Not really. Maybe my opponent will F6. Yeah, that leaves them with... Oh, they let Reclamation Sage die. They did let Reclamation Sage die. But I can't play this Gideon next turn. I mean, my only hope is really to... I guess Cloud Goat Ranger can save me a turn, too. I don't know. This is so bad. I think I have to play Wrath of God here. And then they sack Whisperwood in response. And then they're going to end up with 2 Manifests on board. They can turn them into 6 6s. Or they can put 6 power on board with Nissa. And then I'm going to have to somehow untap with Cloud Goat Ranger, do a bunch of blocks. I'll be at 1. And this is assuming they have nothing this turn. If they just manage to... Oh, they manifest into Polakranos. Alright. We lost. Whisperwood Elemental completely ruined our plan to Wrath of God, which is super unfortunate. They had a very good answer to our plan. So we lost. I will tell my opponent GG because that was a fun match. Sorry, guys. I almost got there. Wrath of God would have been amazing if they didn't have it, right? But we lost. Thanks for watching. That was awesome. I did get enough play points to play again, and I definitely like doing the cubes whenever I get a chance. So if you enjoy this sort of content, let me know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Mostly comments. I love talking to you guys. And we'll be back soon with probably a couple more modern cube drafts. And then we'll be focusing on Ixalan after that. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.